Hello everyone, my name is Mr. Woolley and today we're going to be talking about an important concept of art called expression. So before we begin, please make sure that you have all the materials that you'll need for this project. What you'll need is a few pieces of construction paper, you can choose any color that you would like, a glue stick, a pair of scissors, and a pencil. Now we're going to go ahead and pull up the few pictures of stained glass windows that I provided. A stained glass window is a piece of glass that is colored and not see-through and used to make cool designs and pictures in it. These are some cool examples of stained glass windows that other artists have created. One of the really cool things about stained glass windows is that they're really just ordinary pieces of glass that people have made art on. People make all kinds of different things on it, whether it be pictures of pets, animals, scenes, like a sunrise. Really anything that you want to make, you can put on a stained glass window. So today we're going to create an art project that is all about some of your favorite things and things that are most important to you. Art is all about expressing things about you, like your ideas, your dreams, your goals, your visions, whatever it may be. Just as we are all unique individuals, so is our art. And that's why we're going to each pick something that is important to us and create it. This could be a flower you really like, your pet, a person who is special to you, a place you really like, an activity, a sport, anything that holds a lot of meaning to you. For example, some things that are important to me are dogs, basketball, and the outdoors. Now I want you to take a few moments to brainstorm 2 or 3 ideas about things that are really important to you. Feel free to go ahead and pause the video while you think. Now that you've thought of a few ideas, I want you to pick one thing. That one thing is what we're going to be making our project out of today. For example, I chose the outdoors, and I'll be making an art project based on the outdoors today. Today we're going to be creating our very own stained glass windows out of construction paper. Before we begin, I wanted to show you an example of what a project might look like. I chose the outdoors, as you know, and one concept of the outdoors that I chose is trees. Trees represent the outdoors, and that's something that I really enjoy, so that's what I chose to make my stained glass window out of. We're going to be creating our stained glass windows by using our colored construction paper that we picked out and cutting it into small pieces to assemble our object. We're then going to glue it down on the paper once it's fully. The first step will be to quickly draw a rough draft of your item. So as I drew a tree, I'm going to start with the trunk. So now that I have the trunk of my tree, I'm going to go ahead and cut that out. You'll want to begin by cutting out that object into smaller pieces and slowly assembling them on your background piece of paper, which also can be whatever color you've selected. These can be any shapes or sizes that you would like. So as you can see, the trunk of my tree is already starting to form. I formed the trunk of my tree by just cutting out little pieces of brown paper and assembling them into the correct shape. I'm now going to move on to drawing the leaves of my tree. I've chosen a light green and a dark green for this. So just like the trunk, I'm just going to cut them into small pieces, any shape or size. For the trunk of the tree, for the leaves of the tree, I am going to make them a little bit more circular so they look like leaves a little bit more. And then just like I did for the trunk of the tree, I'm going to start assembling them to make my shape. The nice thing about this is that you can really just cut them into any different shapes and fit them in wherever they go. Now that I have my tree assembled, I'm going to begin gluing the pieces in place. You can start wherever you would like, but I'm going to start with the trunk of the tree. So we'll flip these over, put some glue on them, and put them in place. Make sure that you leave a little bit of gap of space between each tree, or between each piece, so that we are keeping our concept of stained glass windows. Once you have all of your pieces glued down, you'll want to go ahead and create a background. You can choose any color you would like for your background. I'm choosing this light blue color. Just like we did for creating our objects, I'm going to go ahead and just start cutting little shapes out, any size or shape that I want. We're not going to use that one. That's okay, we can go ahead and pull that out and put it to the side. And then we're going to go ahead and assemble those around our picture. You can put them anywhere you would like. And sometimes it takes a little bit of trying around the picture, finding out the best spot for each piece of paper. And you can feel free to move those around until it is time to glue them. Once we have all of our background pieces in place, we're going to glue them down just like we did for the rest of our picture. Once you've completed your project, I'd like a few students to volunteer to share what they've created. Be sure to explain what you picked, how it's meaningful to you, and then show us your art project. For example, I'll go first. This was my art project. I created a tree because I enjoy spending time outside. It's important to me because it's something that brings me a lot of happiness and joy, and I like spending my free time doing it. I hope you've all learned something about expression today and learned a cool new art project that hopefully you can take home with you. Thank you.